Alright, in this video we're going to be going over the Unit 1 Quiz 1 review. You were handed this worksheet earlier today, so hopefully you have completed it, or maybe you're in the process, so let's go ahead and go through it. So let's go put the key on here. Alright, so we have 50 people can fit in a 15 by 15 foot square. Alright, now remember when we're dealing with these type of questions, it's always going to be people over space. Alright, so it's always going to be people over space. Let me see if I can move my camera a little bit. Okay, so you can fit 50 people in a 15 by 15 foot square. So the people would be 50 over, let's see, I believe that's 225, is equal to how many people, now here we go, how many people, that's X, can fit into a 1,000 by 1,000 foot square. So that's X over 1 million, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think one more. All right, there we go. 1 million. And so now at this point we cross multiply. So 50 times 1 million, 225 times X. So we're left with 225X is equal to 50 million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Very big numbers in this question, so just bear with me on this one. So at this we're dividing by 225. So 225. So that means in this square, we were able to fit, rounding to the nearest whole person, 222,222 people. Very large square, a large population in the square. All right. Question number 2. Using a 5 by 5 foot square to estimate a crowd in 300 by 300. All right. So again, we're still going people over space. It's still people over space. But in this case, we don't know how many people can fit in the square. So we are going to use E over 25. Now 25 was 5 times 5 is 25. Now the difference between this question and this question. Here this question said we have 50 people. This question here we don't know. So that's why we're always using the E over 25. So the E is the I don't know number that goes into the square. Is equal to X over 300 times 300. 90,000, I believe. Okay. Cross multiply. 25X is equal to 90,000 E. Now, where a lot of students screw up is they don't know what to divide by. You always, because there's two letters here, you divide by the number that's next to the X, which is 25. So divide that by 25. X is equal to 3,600 E. Make sure you put that E on there. If that E is not on there, then I'm going to mark you wrong because you're making a statement that is just 3,600. But no, it's E because we don't know how many people go into the square here. Now, Peter was able to fit 11 people into the square. How many people would fit in the field? So it's a continuation. Now, there's two ways you can do this. The easiest way is, again, up here we didn't know how many people fit in the square. Here we did. So you just take 11 and plug it in to the E, and so it would be 3,600 times 11, and so your answer ends up being 39,600. All right, you could do that. That would take you like 5 minutes. I said 5 minutes, 5 seconds. I'm sorry. But what you could also do is just create another proportion. All right, you could do that. So basically, rather than having E here, it would be 11. So you would say 11 over 25 is equal to X over 90,000. Cross multiply and solve, you're going to get this answer again. All right. Now, question number 3. You are an event planner. Now, this is where people are going to screw up because they don't actually know what the question is asking. Will this space be able to fit 7,000 people? So this is a yes, no question. All right, so what it says here is that each person attending will need 3.5 square feet. All right, so going back to the people over space setup, one person takes up 3.5. 1 over 3.5 is equal to, we don't know how many people over 250 times 150, 37,500. Cross multiply and solve. So 3.5x is equal to 37,500. X is 10,000. 714 people. All right. Now, so this space can accommodate 10,000 people. Now the question is, will 7,000 people be able to fit in a space for 10,000? And the answer is yes, you can. All right. Now, let's say if this answer was 6,000. Well, you can't fit 7,000 in 6,000. All right, so that would be no. But in this case, since that number is 10,000, that's 7, then there you go. All right. Now, these are some basic proportion questions. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Assange, I'm totally butchering that. Took a trip to Mexico. Upon leaving, he converted all of his pesos back to dollars. All right, so here's the two things, pesos and dollars. You decide how you want to set it up. I just want to set it up as pesos over dollars. All right, so let's see. 47 pesos, that's what I'm exchanging. So 42 points, I think it's at 47. We don't know how many dollars that converts to, but we do know that 11.1 pesos is 530 bucks. $5.30, I'm sorry. Cross multiply and solve, your answer is 20.4 pesos. Now I'm kind of speeding up here because a lot of this is basic proportion stuff, so hopefully you can kind of figure this out. Currency of Argentina is the peso. The exchange rate is approximately, here we go, dollars to pesos again. So I'm just going to say, since it's already kind of set up dollars to pesos, I'm just going to do that, dollars to pesos. I didn't do it here because I just didn't want to, but here I am. I think my focus is just constantly. Let me see if maybe that takes care of it, so it stops focusing. All right, so 3 to 1. How many pesos would you get if you exchanged? All right, so that'll be 121.10 over x. Cross multiply and solve. Your answer ends up being 40.36. It says round to the nearest tenth, and I rounded to my nearest hundredth. It's okay. Don't freak out over this one. Mary reduced the size of her painting. So this is one that most folks were screwing up on. So basically, it's a little painting compared to a big painting. You have the width and you have your height. You have your width, then you have your height. There's my two things being compared here. So I'm going to say width over height. So here it goes. Okay, so reduce the painting to a width. Okay, so we have a 3.3 width, but we don't know what the height is. So that'd be x is equal to 42.9 over 32.5. Cross multiply and solve. Your answer is 2.5 inches. Remember, I chose width over height because I wanted to. You could do height over width, whatever you want to do. Molly bought 2 heads of cabbage for $1.80. All right, so we have cabbage and money. All right, so I'm just going to put cabbage over dollars. That's it. So cabbage, let's see, 2 heads of cabbage for $1.80. How many can she buy for, so x over 28.80. Cross multiply and solve. 32. There you go. Easy peasy. Keep going. All right. What did I do with that other one? All right. There we go. We'll fold this over here. All right. The parade question. All right. I changed the way that I'm doing my parade question. I'm doing all of my rates first. So at the first 5 minutes, 200 people walk by. Oh, that's easy. That's just 200. This rate decreases by 40%. Okay, I don't know what 40% of 200 is, but I bet I can figure it out. Let's see. Off to the side here, 200 times 40%. Let's see, I believe that's going to be 80. But okay, this 80 is how much I decrease by. So I'm going to take 80 and subtract it from 200 because it says it's decreasing by 40%. So 40% was 80. 80 minus 200, that's 120. That's my new rate. Okay, let's see. The next one. This rate decreases by 50%. Okay, now I'm at 120, decreasing by 50. Well, 50, that's pretty easy, but let's say if you didn't realize that you have to divide by 2 for 50. I'm just going to go off to the side here. This is my work. That's 60. Then I want to take that and subtract it from 120. Okay, that's 60 again. Now this rate, as in 60, decreases by 20%. Let's see, I don't know what 20% is. I'm going to go over here and do it. That's 120. I believe that's 12. But I'm decreasing it, taking away from there, and so that's 48. There you go. Those are all my rates. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my rates and then I'm going to multiply them by the minutes. So for the first 5 minutes, 200 people walk by you per minute. So 200 times 5, there's my minutes, 1,000 people for this first part of the parade. Let's see, then 120 for the next 4 minutes. Let's see, that's 480. Just multiply 120 by 40, and then let's see, 60 for the next 3 minutes. 180 total people for that section, and let's say 48 people per minute for the next 2 minutes. Let's see, that's 96. So let's see, I'm just going to add all that up. How many people passed by me? 1756. 1,756 people. All right, there you go. Let's see, last question. At a local school play at local, or I'm sorry, school play at a local school. Let's see, this weekend, here's the base breakdown. All right, so we have zone 1, 2, and 3. So basically, these are 3 spaces here.